All right, so let's see. I'm going to work on these last two pieces. Yeah, just so I can see how much I can get out of these. This one was the straightest one, so I got that piece. That arrowhead. Let's try these. I'm going to lose a substantial amount of length, but that's just the way it goes. The more length I lose, the easier it gets on these. So let's see if I can maximize it. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward stuff. Hopefully it doesn't snap in half on me. Now if I want to get the maximum out of it, I would try to get a matching set, right? But there's no way I can get a point this long from this piece. If I wanted the matching set, I would have started with the smallest piece first, or the most difficult, or the most curved, or the one that's going to reduce in length the most, which is going to be this one here. I would have started with this one, and then getting the same arrowhead size and shape from the other two would be much easier. But yeah, you can see that there's no room unless it's completely curved. Then I can just barely get one of a similar size if there's a curve in it. But the object is to take the curve out. So yeah, I'm going to lose a lot of length. I'll be constantly checking to see how it's going. Once it looks straight enough to work with, I'll stop trimming the length. Now it can't be just barely there, it's got to have a little bit of room. Got to have a little bit of room there somewhere. On the ends. Got to have a little bit of room on the ends just in case. You know what I mean? So it can't be just barely straight. It's got to be straight and then some room. What do I mean by that? It means it can't just be trimmed to look straight. I got to trim it back even more. That way, in case there's a mistake in the middle, it doesn't get curved again. Okay. That's what I mean by more room. I need more room so that if I make a mistake in the middle, it doesn't become curved again. Okay. So it's got to have some meat in the middle. I'll trim it so that it looks like I'm going to be able to correct any mistakes if they do happen. Okay. So you can see it's already substantially shorter. Now I picture the center line going through, come on, from end to end. It looks like I have a good amount of meat on top, and of course there's plenty on the bottom. So that's as far as I will trim it back for now. If I need to trim it back more, of course I will. Okay. That's the first step. The next is looking at the surface and see what kind of crunchiness or whatever needs to be removed. And I do it off the difficult side first, and then I'll flake on the easy side. The easy side is the convex side. All right, the hard side is this one here. And remember, on the other one, in order to tackle this surface, this crunchy or crackly surface, I'm going to make it more narrow. Okay. Now these are just downward strikes. Now downward does produce a little bit of inward flaking, but it's mostly a downward strike. The roundness of the flaker tip does produce some inward force, but I'm hitting downward. But the roundness, as it passes by the edge, that roundness does exert some pressure inward, so that's why you get inward flaking. It exerts pressure with a percussion tool. Yeah. So it's just shaping it. Let's see if I can do it. Or if I need to change my edge strategy. It's pretty strong glass, so it's resisting the strikes somewhat. So I'm just proceeding at random. I'm looking to see if there's really thick spots, and there is quite a bit along the edge, so let me just take care of those. I think that's what I'm doing. I just go with what seems right. I still have to go more narrow to get this side cleaned up. Okay, but in the process of going more narrow, I'm going to take some opportunities to generate some, hopefully, some good flakes that'll clean up this surface. So I don't have to do it later, or so it'll make it easier for future flakes on the easy side. Yeah. It's relatively easy. It's not easy peasy. It's relatively easy. All right. Yeah, there's a bit of crunchiness in there. Golly. Is it? Yeah, I can't be in that. I can't be in this section. That's so weird. But I can be down here. Okay. Right? I can't be up here because it gets blurry. What is wrong with the camera? All right. Looks like it might be time for another new phone. Yeah. Actually, this one is refurbished. It's not brand new. Looks like we might have some incipient cracks. Or, you know, pre-existing cracks in there on the concave side. As I was trying to thin it down and run some flakes, I encountered some weirdness. See if I can clear it out. Yeah, a lot of crunchiness in there. Do I make this another concave base point? I'm going to try not to, but I might have to. If I can't get rid of that crunchiness. Look at how much copper is being deposited on that. It's eating my copper tool for lunch. That's very strange. Sometimes the tempering is not consistent. Yeah, that can be an issue, but it worked out okay. But yeah, sometimes the tempering on the glass is different in different areas. Hopefully not with this one, because then it would add an extra level of difficulty. All right, where's the file? We're almost there as far as the flaking to clean that up goes. Let's see if we can clean up the rest of it. Okay. Alrighty. I could be pressure flaking it, but it's just so much easier to do it with percussion at this stage. Am I worried about that curve? Not yet. You know, the curve this way. When I straighten out the base, it's going to be flat. It'll help remove some of that curve there. See, the concave side is pretty flat now. But I did have to send in quite a few flakes from the base, so it kind of dug it out. It kind of scooped it out or removed some material from this side, so it looks like it's got a dip. But I'll just trim it up on the edges a little bit more, and you'll see how it progresses toward being straighter and flatter. Where is the one that I need? There it is. All right, let's see if this works. Glove? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to trim it up. I can't be up here for some reason, right? Okay. I just can't. Is it better? I don't know. Doesn't seem better, but maybe it is. For me, I don't seem to be able to see better, but it looks a little bit better in the viewfinder. All I'm doing is reducing the width and moving the edge toward that way, toward that side, and getting flakes all over me. Yeah, this glass does fracture kind of funny. It's not the best, but it's better than clear. In my experience with the bottle bottoms, clear is difficult to see as well as far as the edge goes. Not only is it strangely tempered, the clear is very highly tempered in some cases where it doesn't flake right. But it also is difficult to see the edge. At least I can see the edge on this one. Alright, so I use the pressure flaker to make it more narrow and to be really consistent so that I can run some flakes. It's getting pretty small, and I need to be able to run flakes reliably because I could just break the whole thing easily. And if you don't already know, these little flakes are a whole different mentality than a big blade. It doesn't carry over. The skill doesn't carry over. No. It's two different skills. Larger blades and these little things are two different skills. You got to practice both. Luckily, I've got plenty of practice with these little ones. I can make the transition fairly easily between big blades and small arrowheads because I already have a lot of subconscious muscle memory and stuff for these little ones. But it's a whole different ball game. It looks the same, but it's not the same. And unfortunately, I can't go into detail because most of it is subconscious. You just gotta look to see what I do. That's all I can tell you. Or all I can show you. I've said before that this is a matter of scale. So, I mean, the flaking is, the mechanics behind it is the same, but the holding of the piece is different. The expectations of how far these flakes will go is different. I'm not worried about them traveling across the point. I'm worried about them traveling too far. I gotta back off a little bit. I can't be going, let's just rip across the whole thing and get it done. No. I've got to be very, very careful about how far these flakes go because I can easily overshoot every single flake. And you know how bad that is. That's really bad. You lose a lot of width. All right, so, and you know, sometimes it just cuts a corner off or whatever. So both sides are flaked to the point where all I need now is to clean up the edges. It's smooth. Smooth on both sides. Clean up the edges. It's straight enough to be hafted. Straight enough. Yep. All right, let's go to the next one. If I didn't lose it. Okay. This is the part I don't like. What the heck did I do with the other one? All right. All right, let's get this down to where all he needs is pressure. Well, let's look at the other one compared to the first one I did. There you go. Now I can make a similar design. I can make the base concave and do side notches, but I'm going to probably do, I don't know, corner notches? Or maybe a basal notch. That way I can preserve the full width. If I do base notches, I can preserve the full width. So I'll do basal notches on this one. Now let's get this one down to an arrowhead. Yeah, let's whittle this one down to a not arrowhead, a preform of the arrowhead. Now, should I make a match to the other one? Or should I just maximize this? Should I just maximize this? Well, yeah, I guess so. But not if I keep doing that. It's okay. I can lose that much length, but that was by accident. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. But looks like there was a crack existing already. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So same deal. I'm just going to trim off length and width. It's too wide. Way too wide. Okay. Now it's best if you have a glass cutter. If this is a bottle bottom, which it looks like a bottle bottom, just cut the bottle bottom in half and then in quarters if you need to get rid of most of the curve. So you don't have to be sitting here trimming a whole lot. See that? Is that enough? A little bit more. That looks like it might work. Yeah. Okay, now we got a manageable piece. But I can see where the arrowhead, straight arrowhead would be in there. Okay, compared to the other piece, I can make a duplicate, or I can make one that's bigger. Yeah, there's enough in here I can make one bigger than that one. Okay? Okay. You can tell I'm not into this time around. Yeah. I need to catch up on sleep. That's what I need to do. It's not that I don't want to do this. I do. I like this glass. Even though it's a little bit finicky and crunchy, I do like it. Mainly because of the color, but also because it's a little bit of a change of pace. Yeah, believe it or not, it's good to have some variety. Even though it might be kind of a pain to work with. It's not too bad. Yeah, I'm working on the easy side right now. I'm going to move the edge this way. So I might as well just start flaking it. Get rid of some of the big lumps that I don't have to worry about later. That one slipped. I slipped when I hit that. It wants to dive. Yep. That's a problem. So I'm taking back that edge. I'm going to strike it again. Something's going on with that side. Yosh, that's a big step. Yeah, look at that. It doesn't want to do much. It just wants to stop. It wants to be scooped out. Or that's what it's wanting. That's what it's doing. I don't know if it's me or it's just very scoopy. I'm already pretty well accustomed to the material. It might be me trying to do too much. Yeah. It's very crackly. Let's see. I'm going to do something I shouldn't do. Hit from the base right now. But it looks like it's going to be the only way I can get to that. That's not good at all, actually. Okay. Yeah, it's very crackly. Yep. Okay. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. And yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get flakes to travel. I just hit that one really, really hard. And it didn't travel as far as I thought it would travel. Okay. It didn't do too bad. But I'm going to have to reduce the width. Yeah, that flake didn't do too badly, but yeah, I can't work with that. It's still too wide. So I'm just going to tackle this at random. Yep. All right. This There's no procedure. I'm just going to tackle this at random and see what I can get. And look for opportunities. And see how it goes. Come on. I'm actually hitting this really hard. Even with copper on this, it's slipping on the glass. The copper tip is slipping on the glass. I can feel it. I can feel it not making solid contact or not gripping. It's kind of getting there. Yeah. Yeah, the terminations on this, on the flakes, are a little crunchy. A little bit crunchy. But it's not too bad. It would be a lot more difficult if it was crunchy at the beginning. Having crunchy terminations is pretty typical. Yeah, you just don't want the initiations to be crushy, because then you don't have any energy in the strikes. The flakes don't go. At least the flakes will go on this one. On this particular glass. This particular type of glass. I got to get some more blue glass bottles and compare. Not all blue glass is the same. Oh no. You can't assume that it's all the same. Because I've napped some blue glass that was really nice. Really, really nice. This is not that great in comparison. What did I nap that was really nice? I'm trying to remember. What kind of bottle was it? I think it was the it's a bottled water in blue bottles. Yeah. I gotta look for that. It's easy to find at Walmart. It's sparkling water, right? But it's in blue bottles. Carbonated water in blue bottles, yeah. Fancy. I don't know why. I think people do collect the bottles. Dang it, that crushed a lot. That's not good. See, that crushed a lot right there. Yep, thank goodness for domed pads, otherwise this would have already snapped. I hear one of the critters outside. We have skunks, possums, and we have one gray fox. I think it's the same one every time. Who knows? But we have gray fox, skunks, and a possum, or maybe two possums at night. I can't figure it out if that's the same possum every time. It doesn't seem that way because sometimes a possum is very skittish or moody, doesn't want to get anywhere near, and then sometimes it doesn't care. So it might be two different possums. Sometimes it doesn't care if I go out there and walk around. It doesn't move, right? Sometimes it just takes off before I even get a chance to walk down the steps of my front porch. Zip, just takes off. Or it doesn't zip, it travels rather quickly. The skunks are getting fat. They kind of bounce along now. Instead of being like nimble on their feet, it's kind of bouncy, 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 bouncy. They're getting fat. The fox is always very nimble on its feet. That thing moves like, I don't know how to describe it. Very smooth and quick. The other night, I guess a couple nights ago, I shined the light over there where I throw the scraps, and I saw it, and it didn't move. I said, man, he's getting used to me shining the light over there. So I got a good look at it. Yep. It's a cat-sized dog. That's what it looks like. The fox looks like a cat-sized dog. So weird. Not that, I've got other dogs that are the sizes, the length of a cat, but they don't remind me of a cat because their faces are wide and big. But the fox's face is long and narrow. And from the front, you might mistake it for a cat. Because the face is not very wide. Come on. I can't get this focus right either. Look at that. As soon as I go to do my business, it gets blurry. Yeah, someone mentioned do I have nails, copper nails instead of steel nails? I said, yeah, I do. And I have used copper nails. They work well, but I got to keep sharpening them. This one, I don't have to keep sharpening it. It might be a good idea, though. Just so I can expose some fresh metal without a lot of chips embedded in it. That might help. It might help grab the edge a little bit better so that I can get a good seat. Yeah, if I can see it in the viewfinder, I can't see it otherwise. Okay, let's see if I can do this. I'm looking right under the phone. I can barely see what I'm doing, but it's not blurry. Or is it? Yeah, you can see it now, but it didn't do any good because I'm not making any progress. All right, can you see when I do that? How do I get through that step fracture? Well, sometimes you can't. I'm just walking it down to see if I can do it. Sometimes you can apply enough pressure or percussion to blast away at the step fracture. But I can see some scooping going on in here. If I push too hard, the bulbs get too big. The bulbs of pressure. If I push really, really hard to blast through that, but I won't be able to do that every time because it's going to ruin it. Okay. All right, let's see what I can do with percussion. After I clean it up with percussion, I think I'm going to call it a night. Finish these out tomorrow. See, I scooped it way too much doing the pressure flaking right there to try to blast through the step fracturing. It's not bad. It's just going to make it more narrow when I finish it up. Yeah, that works pretty good to blast through some of that steppy area. But not down here. Yeah. That is very steppy. That's why I did a concave base on the other one, right? Because it was really, really steppy. I had to do a lot of flakes from the base. Yeah, the terminations on this particular material are not that great. It doesn't cooperate. The terminations don't feather out very nicely. It doesn't like you. The flakes don't like you on this one. Because when they like you, they'll feather out nicely. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to get to that step fracture right there unless I pick it out from this side with a spatula tool. Unless I make it even more narrow, which I don't want to do. Unless I have to. I don't like picking at it that much. It doesn't really work all that well, but at least it flattens out the step fracture so that maybe I can blast another flake through there. Maybe. I don't know. I'm probably going to have to get it more narrow, but we'll see. Ooh, it almost did it. Almost. Am I installing another curve? Not yet, but I'm getting close to that. I'm getting close to the danger of installing another curve. If I scoop out too much from the middle. Yeah, that's probably what I encountered last time. I don't remember what I encountered last time with the other concave base point. I think it was crackly and crunchy like this too. So that's why I put a concave base on it. Concavity. So I can get to the middle. Get to that stuff in the middle. That's where an island usually forms. Right there. In the part that's the most distant from all the edges. And on the real artifacts too. This spot right here is notorious for islands on all napped items. Unless they can do that. Yep. How do I get rid of that step fracture? Well, I tried already from the other side. It didn't go. I can try to smash through it from this side. But it's dicey. With glass and obsidian, you can do some dicey things. And it can amaze you. But I don't know. I don't know if I will be amazed by this one. Because it's a quirky type of glass. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. Let me get a more pointy tipped thing. See if I can run a pressure flake in there. I don't know. I ordered another light. Yeah, I did. Maybe that'll help. I ordered an aught light. And I had never heard of them before. But it apparently has light in in the larger spectrum, so that things you could normally not see, you can see. It becomes visible under this new lamp, supposedly. What I'm hoping is for a more easily accessible light that I can position better. See, this is on a stand. This is my access to the lighting. Just move the stand a little bit, but I don't like that because it's I bump up against it. I ordered a light with a long stand, a long neck, yeah. That way I can maybe get it situated somewhere where I can just pull on the light and get it closer that way. Maybe hang it upside down. clamp it to something above. It seems that every time I want to get a good flake, the edge is not in the right position. I gotta be a little bit below center line. Come on. There it goes. Yeah. So I took care of the majority of the mess, right? It's been unmessified. Yeah. I'm anxious to call it quits for the night. Maybe if I keep it down here, instead of trying to get really close with the knapping. I think that's what I just might do. Just keep it far away from the camera. I'm trying to get close-ups so you don't have to zoom in on it, but I think it's not working. Yeah, I'm looking through the viewfinder and I'm seeing more clarity the further it is away. Although when you zoom in, it's probably not clear. All right, come on. Yeah, I'll keep it further away from the camera. Sometimes on other arrowheads, I was able to get it real close like this, but for some reason, it's not doing it. Yeah, I cleared away most of the mess. All right, so I need to keep further away. See, it doesn't zoom in that great. Anyway, I've cleared up most of the mess. All right. So that's it. I'm going to call it a night. 3 different sizes. And this is almost the same size. Yeah, it is bigger though. It's just slightly bigger. So yeah, when I finish, I'll send off 3. I'll send these 3 off to... gosh, I already forgot who it was. Who was it? Oh, Mike Mason. Yeah, I'll send off these 3 when I finish them. I'll finish them out tomorrow. Yeah. Alrighty. So this is part 2, right? Or part 3? I don't know. Okay. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it.